Shalom from Jerusalem, everybody. Hope you're doing well this morning. I'm here with Steve Martin, President of Love for His People. And we've been here in Jerusalem and Israel for about 8 days. And we've been traveling around on a blessing and encouragement tour, meeting with individuals and Jewish people and also Messianic ministries that are here. We've spent some time in the land. Steve, as we've been driving around and as we went up to Haifa the other day, I was just amazed at the amount of construction on apartment buildings and infrastructure that they're doing here in Israel. And you know, why are they doing so much construction?
Well,
here?
I know they've been ongoing for several years now. In 2019, before this pandemic struck the world, Israel had the most tourists visiting here in their history. So the people were coming and they were preparing with more hotels.
Wow.
But I know the Lord has His plans, and He has brought on this construction because He is bringing His people back to the land. He is bringing those Jews scattered, whether it be Europe, South America, even the United States where we're from.
So what you're saying is Russia and Ukraine, we have a lot of influx of people coming from those countries right now.
Right.
I mean, we've heard some pretty high estimates, just number-wise, and I mean, it's like they're saying millions, but
That's
I
right.
mean, we're also hearing other numbers that are a little more limited. But
We have heard 20,000 have already arrived in this last month or two since the war in Ukraine. But we've also heard that they're expecting 200,000.
wow,
And with a country of 8 million, all of a sudden, you have 200,000 people coming. I know the U.S. has that monthly coming from the south, but here in here in Israel, they are expecting higher numbers, and they're just are getting started preparing. There are some ministries that are ready, and they are putting their hands together.
right. And to put that in perspective, the country of Israel is about the size of the state of New Jersey. So it's not a really big place. I think a jet fighter can fly across it in like 4 or 5 minutes. So it's not wide. It's a little bit longer in hours of drive time, but it is a small nation, and this kind of influx of people is a burden on the system. But it's not just the system. Now, we spent some time with Nassim and Hadassah Lerner the other day, and we were actually packing some packs of toiletries and stuff to give to the Olim, which is what they call the new arrivals coming into Israel that are going to make Aliyah and stay here. And the truth of it is that these ministries need help, and it's practical little things. Things like, what were we putting in them bags, Steve?
For the children that they had already assembled, they had coloring books, they had crayons, they had big fluffy sheep
Yes, that little
that a
sheep.
lady had made
Yeah,
herself.
I think I named that sheep. I named that sheep Wooly.
But for the women, primarily because from the Ukraine the men are not being allowed out, they are preparing these packets for the women, which, as you know, there's specific items that are very needed
Yeah.
every day. And so we got to help do that. As Love for His People was developed or established 2010 for the purpose of helping Messianic Jews here in the land, and with those ministries that are involved right now with the Ukrainians and the Russians that are coming, we are a part of that. My good wife Lori, I like that, she gave me a word yesterday that the Lord had given her about the elbow. She said that if the elbow is hurting, there's not the flow between the forearm and the upper arm. And we feel that we are part of that elbow, that as believers from the United States, we are being a flow from the upper or lower arm to the upper arm, and we want to continue to do that.
And we are extending our hands in practical ways here, packing packs, but also blessing and encourage. The people here have been locked up for pretty much 2 years, and Israel's starting to open back up. Tourism's coming. A lot of the individuals that we've met, they've lost their incomes. Things have drastically changed here. And so as we come to you today, we are seeking monthly partners that would be willing to share with us monthly. And now this is not a short-term, just to when the Ukrainian war is over need. This is an ongoing need for the people of Israel. The new olim that's coming in, this need is not going to go away, and is going to do nothing but increase over a period of time. So we are actively seeking your partnership with us, so that we can be your hands and feet here in the Holy Land, be a blessing and an encouragement to those who are believers in Yeshua HaMashiach or future believers in Yeshua HaMashiach, because Scripture says that they will look on the Messiah and they will weep. And so we just are coming to you. And Steve, there are ways that people can actively seek out love for his people, and how would they do that and be able to come alongside us and support us?
We have a website, loveforhispeople.com, and there are two ways you can give online, through PayPal or Givelify. Also, you can send checks to Love for His People, P.O. Box 414, Pineville, Pineville, North Carolina 28134. And as I say about Pineville, it's just south of Charlotte, so it's almost like the Bethlehem of Charlotte. Real small town, but even the small ministries, we want to help those that are helping the ones here, and we can do that. We can be a supply line. We can be that elbow that is bringing the connection between the two, and you can be a part of that too.
And I'm also going to encourage you that the other day we were into a shop and I was looking for a widow's mite. I'd never seen with my own eyes. I've seen photographs of a widow's mite, but I'd never seen one in person. And a widow's mite is just a little tiny thing about the size of the end of the finger. You know, and Yeshua said when the widow gave her mite that she give more than the rest. And it's the position of the heart. When you give and help the people of Israel, it says plainly in Scripture that you become a blessing to them. And so when you become a blessing, that you are blessed also. And you can't take away from the widow's mite the smallest gift. It wouldn't matter if it was a penny, it's going to help. Because after 100 pennies, we could buy a toothbrush. After 200 pennies, maybe we could buy a bar of soap. After maybe 400 pennies, we can buy a thing of toothpaste to give to somebody that has nothing. They come with very, very little. Sometimes, like Steve shared, they don't have the husband. They do not have a means of support when they arrive, other than those who are willing to give and to bless. And so this is what we're asking. We're asking you to be a partner with us, to come alongside and bless the people of Israel.
So again, you can do that right now. LoveFirstPeople.com. There's two ways you can give online, PayPal and Givelify. The buttons are there. Or you can send your checks to Love for His People, P.O. Box 414, Pineville, North Carolina 28134. David?
I just want to bless you and thank you for your consideration. Shalom from Jerusalem, everybody. And we are going to keep doing updates as we go along here on how things are progressing here in Israel. And even when we get back to the States, we have good source for news and accurate information here. So shalom and blessings to you from Jerusalem.
Shalom.